Good morning. We're having a fantastic day, a fantastic week, a great start to the new year. We have monthly meetings. It's called the Epic Entrepreneur Experience, or Triple E, where we get people together in a room. But one of the cool things that happens is it's a mastermind. And so they get a chance to ask questions. And one of the questions that came up in this week's mastermind was, how do I shorten my sales cycle? In other words, how do I shorten the time that it takes to get from the time a prospect raises their hand to a time to the time when they actually sign on the dotted line and give us an order? Now, for some industries, this is super important. You have to think about it. Like, I work with an architect, and one of the things we know about architects is that the sales cycle might be 6 months, it might be 9 months, it could be a couple of years between the time people buy a lot, think about the idea. Sometimes they actually want to talk to a uh, an architect before they even buy property. So it could be in other industries, it might be a couple of minutes, but in industries that have a sales cycle, you we can increase our sales and get more sales by and be more efficient in our sales by closing the gap in the sales cycle. So let me give you, this is very important because um, the the you know sometimes you can lose a client if the sales cycle is too long. Sometimes you can get a client to the finish line faster if you know what you're doing. So, um, and the work you're doing right now is going to impact the your sales and your results down the road. In the case of our architect, the work he's doing now is going to impact his business 6 months or a year and a half from now. In the case of most people, the work you're doing now is going to impact your results 60 to 90 days from now. But depending on your sort of how long it takes, like, some builders might be, may take a year to build the house. But the idea would be that um, that what you're doing now is going to make a difference 6 to 9 months from now. So let me give you 7 things that I believe can help shorten that sales cycle. The first is measure your current sales cycle. Like, how long does it take to do the entire sales cycle? Because what gets measured gets improved. So the second piece of that is to flowchart the entire sales process, break it down into steps, and then measure your time, just like you would measure the conversion rate from one step to the next. Like, in other words, how many people go to the next step in your sales process. Measure the time it takes to complete that step on average, and work on what can be done to slow that down. So if you're in a business that does estimates, if there's a 7-day delay before your estimator can even get to it, well, obviously, getting another estimator or changing the estimating process would help slow that down. So the third is to add steps into your process. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but if a um, if you're going to close more sales, it might make sense to slow a little bit down. Instead of taking a week to get through your sales process, it may be smarter to take 2 weeks to get through your sales process, but add a couple of steps in there so that they can, which is going to be my next point, so that you can educate your customer on, um, they can have enough information, have enough trust to buy whatever it is that you are in the business of providing for them. The fourth is to educate your customer. An educated prospect is an easier prospect. So, but we need to educate them on when we're going to expect them to buy and how we're going to expect them to buy. So education is a big part of it. The fifth thing is to get clear on your ideal client, because if you market to your ideal clients and you get in front of more of your ideal clients, then they're the ideal clients are the ones that can buy. The ones that are not so ideal, the ones that you have to cajole and push to get over the line. Number 6 is sales training. Obviously, if we can train our people and they can become better at moving people along, then the more education, the more sales that we have for our people. And number 7 is to talk about this all the time. So talk about it in your sales meetings, talk about it in your day-to-day, measure it. And the third thing is, and the last, I'll give you a bonus. The 8th thing is have some fun. So listen, these meetings that we have monthly are really cool. They're really great. We're getting good traction. If you're anywhere within a couple hours or even further, if you'd like to make the trip, but we have people coming from a couple hours away to attend these masterminds every month in the Asheville area. Reach out to me and we can get you information. You can come trial it as a guest for one of our visitors days, and or you can come as my guest and we'll let you check it out and decide what's the right fit for you. It could be one-to-one coaching with the mastermind. It could just be the mastermind. It could be something else. But in any event, we'll be glad to sit down, have a chat with you, and talk about what's right for you. If you're already a member and you've experienced it, then please invite people to come as your guests. So I hope you have a fantastic week. Go out there, work on improving your business this week. Make sure to work on your business. And until next time, all the best.